The new Gauteng economic bill is expected to boost township businesses. According to the Gauteng legislature, the aim of the bill is to make it possible for people living in townships to start and run thriving businesses. Let's get you more on this. We're joined by Mpapa Kanyane, the chairperson of the Gauteng legislature's Portfolio Committee on Economic Development. Thank you, sir, for availing yourself this afternoon. To perhaps underscore the importance of the township economy, can you give us a sense of just how much it contributes to the GDP and the creation of employment?
Thank you very much. As indicated, I'm the acting chairperson of the Portfolio Committee of Gauteng Economic Development, Environment, Agriculture, and then also Rural Development. We came up with this bill, which is a draft at the moment, and with the hope that by the 24th of this month, we will be tabling this bill in the House, and from there, will be referred to the Speaker, and from the Speaker to the Premier, and to the Constitutional Court that we really legislate. This bill is a provincial bill, and being a provincial bill, you will recall that in our 5th legislature, we came up with this concept of township economy. Now, when we are about to implement, we realize that there are some policies that are really making it difficult that we can really implement fully the township economy. Now, as a province, we now thought of this bill. And this bill, as you've already stated, that it will really come up with a regulatory framework that will make it possible for township businesses to really thrive and to make sure that they really run their business without some of the challenges which are key in terms of the policy. Now, I'll give you some of the examples, the challenges that we faced. The issue of the bylaws. Now, this bill talks to municipalities. You are aware that in the township, we've got mushroom businesses like the car wash, where they are operating in a pavement or wherever, it becomes illegal. Now, we are saying as the province, let's really come in and intervene. We make sure that we identify land or a space, and then we'll demarcate that space and make sure that they operate legally. And now, you really recall that the issue of the bylaws, it was an issue. But the bill now is presented also to municipalities. And there is a theme where we say, you adopt or you adapt. Now, the municipalities that do not really have the capacity, they will adopt our policies as they are. But those who have the capacity, they will try and adapt and make sure that they are in line with
Mr. Kanyane, this is quite an important conversation, and we do appreciate you coming onto the program to speak to us. And for now, there we can pick up on our conversation with Mr. Mpapa Kanyane. He's Gauteng Legislature Portfolio Committee member on economic development. He's the chairperson there, looking at the new Gauteng economic bill. So thank you very much for your indulgence and for staying with us. I think let's pick up on what we've just seen and heard from our colleague Ahmed Kaji in Alexandra. Similar scenes being witnessed not only in Alexandra, in Soweto, throughout the CBD in Johannesburg, where South Africans feel the pressure of unemployment and the pressure of, poverty in this country, then targeting foreign nationals, saying, we want jobs and we want these jobs. We feel like foreign nationals are the ones who are taking the jobs from South Africans, and among a number of other issues. Where this bill is concerned, is this something that you look at, and what does it say?
Thank you very much. And I think maybe just relating to what you've just mentioned and what is really happening currently in Alexander, this bill, it is an attempt to address exactly that. Because the bill's intention is to normalize and formalize businesses in the township. We can't allow illegal operations. So we are saying, as the government, and especially at the provincial level, we're saying the bill should really empower us make sure that we're able to issue out licenses through relevant authorities and also permits. Because if you look at currently, most of them, they struggle even getting the permits, getting licenses. So we want really to make sure that the criteria becomes more accessible and they operate formally and regulated by the province. That's one issue. But now the other part is that if we were to assist them, the bill can go on its own. There is also the partnership fund, so that we're able to assist them with funding, which we put it 50% that will be a grant and 50% that's going to be loan. But the loan, we attach it with capacity to develop their capacity. There is training, and because we make some assessment whether that business will be viable or not, then we give them also this loan and assist them so that they are able to pay back at the end. So that is our approach. And the other part about the bill, it talks to the morals, these big businesses that are there in the townships. So we came up with a regulatory framework also to those big businesses to say all those stalls that are there in that mall, they must be part of shareholding and they must be part of governance. They can't be there in advisory capacity. They must be part of decision-making in those malls.
When you say part of shareholding, so what does that mean? And I think also maybe taking a look at the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller, that is a program that is already existing, and here you have a new bill which will also require more money. A number of small businesses in the township always talk about the red tape that they have to go through. We've been showing scenes of people in Alexandra. You talk about, regulation that will make sure that people can operate and go to a certain space, and there'll be land provided to them, but the streets are bursting with people who are selling on the side of the road. How do you imagine that you're going to clean that up?
That's true, because what we are saying, the bill, obviously the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller, they were doing more or less the same thing, but we are now saying this focus entirely on business that is running in the townships. And what we are really saying, once you are part of governance, you start having ownership. And then we are saying the very same malls, when they source, let them source from the township rather than going somewhere. So the bill will make sure that they source from the township, and will make sure as the department will make sure that they capacitate them so that their products, they meet those required standards. And you are quite right, because we need really to clean up the streets. We need really to make sure that we enforce the law, to make sure that these are really done. But in a nutshell, it's more on empowerment. Like I can give you other examples where you will have the old granny, the old grandfather, where you will, because there is this business of the back rooms, and it's flourishing. But you want also to regulate that. But I also talk to the banks, because they will give them loans like 50,000 to extend the back room. But lately, when it fails to pay, now the bank will take the whole yard. But we are coming with regulations that should not happen. The approach should be more on empowering our people. And we are using this bill so that we change the life in the townships. Again, with various departments, we are saying with our departments, when you procure, first there's the township. If they are doing manufacturing tissues or a furniture, the furniture that we sit on in our offices must come from the townships, if they are. But this is the focus. And we know if we really do that, life will change in the townships.
Mr. Mpapa Kanyane, Gauteng Legislature's Portfolio Committee on Economic Development. He's the chairperson there. This is such a pertinent conversation that we are hoping to give more airtime to in the form of a panel discussion here on the program, where we have other stakeholders who will be involved. A lot of plans which would be great to implement. Thank you very much for joining us on the program this afternoon.